All right, so like, Tim Ballard's got this giant, well, he had this giant income. Did he go up to 300 grand a year or something? Well, it's it might not be big to some people, but that'd be a lot for us, right? I mean, most normal people. But the women that he used, that he exploited, they got $200 a day. I'm going, what? And how much did he get paid? Like, I'm surprised they got paid at all. I'm surprised this wasn't strictly volunteerism. I mean, comp your meal. I mean, pay for your way to go and eat and, whatever. But like, but not get actually paid cash money ever for anything, except your expenditures on your trip to the Caribbean, because that's where all children are trafficked from. And to the Caribbean. Private island. I think they went to this private island at one point. I'm just like, but they saw nothing? I mean, but they got raped or whatever, fondled or whatever, molested or whatever. The women, I'm just like, what? I'll tell you what. I'm glad that didn't happen to me, because I do think, like when I was in my 20s, like if I had gotten caught up in something like this and been an operative, but I would have gotten so fucking angry that I'm not sure that I wouldn't have been arrested for assaulting Tim in some way, because I think I would have like snapped, crackled, and popped when I realized what was happening. I mean, you know what I mean? I probably would be in prison, and the world would be backing Tim up. Oh, he just picked the wrong woman. She had been traumatized. She just didn't understand that she needed to let Tim stick his fingers in her in order to convince this prostitute in the Caribbean islands that they're really traffickers. And yeah, people are supporting Tim and saying, A, either the women are lying, or B, it's okay. It's okay what he did. I mean, don't they understand? Now, there's professional people that professionally go after traffickers. They've been interviewed, and they say these techniques that Tim uses have nothing to do. It's absolutely, there's no way that these things would get you any closer to these people. This is like, you're so far off base. It's ridiculous. So, like, that's not how it's done. And he's absolutely lying through his fucking teeth, and everybody's still, the crowd that supports him. It's just like the Trump mania. What do they call that thing about the Trump thing where these people are just like, he's the greatest, he's a god. It's just like, look, I get that at some point he was amusing to listen to because he's good at shutting down other dummies. But when you really listen to him long enough, you realize that he's just using certain phrases with a certain energy coming behind it. And he doesn't really say a whole lot, actually, ever. But it's the energy that he brings, that mocking. And when he mocks something, oftentimes it is mockable and it is funny. So, but they take that because he's got that little skill, and they're just like, oh, he's a great guy. No, he's not a great guy. He ain't your dad. Anyway, they're doing the same thing with Tim. And I'm like, have you not seen his weird defensive? Like, I saw the one thing where he was standing outside, and you could see he was like, well, and then he folded his arms. I'm the one saved 7,000 children. Really? Where are they? Oh, that's private. That's private information. Was it as private as the inside of your operative's vagina at that time? What? Oh, God's ordained this. I'm hiring you to be a cock blocker. I mean, literally. And like right off the bat, I'm sorry, but you'd have got to been like, If I had been like 21, I'd have been like, maybe so. Because I had just been exploited my entire childhood throughout, like, and it had been like, See, what happens when you've been exploited as a child, you're desensitized to phrases, words, and circumstances and events that involve sex and things. You kind of, and then you're confused. There's like a confusion and like it's not shocking. Like you lose your sensitivity to it. Where a normal person, healthy, like totally, and I'm not saying all these women are so broken. I'm just saying something had happened to them to form the way that they viewed the world. And I think half of them or more were Mormons, so they were in a highly controlled religious thing that said men know everything and women don't know shit and keep your mouth shut, blah, blah, blah. And when you're raised that way, you're compliant. You're like, okay, and you trust. You have faith that the men know what they're doing, blah, blah, blah. Oh, God, it's so stupid. It's not stupid. It's what happens, okay? But they did. All of them eventually realized and got away from them. They didn't say too much. How could they? Look at the fanfare. Sound of freedom. The entire world went nuts a few months ago about this. Oh, he's so great. Can you imagine standing up against that and saying, well, he just had me fingered at the finger hut. And they'd have been like, you wanted it. Or why did you? He told you that was going to happen. Oh, come on. Like, they're okay with it. Like, these people are fucking nuts, man. Anyway, thank you, Nuance Ho. Thanks. And Cults of Consciousness, I can't think of your name, but with the dark hair. And I love you! And she's getting ready to take a trip to where? I don't know. She's invited people to... Anyway. Cults of Consciousness, Nuance Ho. You ladies are bringing it. You're bringing it, man. And it is so refreshing. And the strength and the surety, the assuredness that I see on your faces and I feel. I want that for myself. I crave it. I want to be like, I want to feel sure every time I say something. Every time I'm like, I want to take up space. I want to take up some more space. I deserve to take up the space I take up. The posture lady's like, yeah, we want you to take up more space, Karen. Because we're crunching ourselves, because we don't think we deserve it. Maybe not consciously. It's an unconscious thing we got to root it out and get rid of it. Got rid of it. By allowing our body to relax and spread out and take up more space. Create new movement patterns so that we stop being in chronic pain. Yeah, that's trauma that's trapped all over our body. Well, just every time you let it relax, man, you get rid of a little bit more. You don't have to identify what it was. You got to talk therapy. You got to find out what it was. What event was it, Karen? Was it that time? It doesn't matter what the event was. Looks like I'm bruised. I'm not. Look at it, just like green. Anyway, I'm not bruised. Lenny ain't beating me up. I tell you, after quitting drinking for the longest time, all that you can still. It's like greenish. It was very speckled. Like I had all this modeling discolored all over my face because of frickin' liver failure, I guess. They used to call it liver spots. It is liver spots. I don't know why they call it liver spots. I don't know how these old people knew what was going on inside the body before the advent of the medical industry, the medical/military industry. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they knew, but they did. Nuance Ho. Go! That's all I got to say. Make me laugh some more, girl. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna bag it up and laugh some more about stuff I don't know nothing about because you're hilarious. God, you're bringing it, girl. You're bringing me such joy.